Hello. As you know, I'm the old man, or in other words known as Austin Howe, and today I will not be teaching you how to do lovely tricks with these two beauties. Instead, like I said in my previous video, I'll be teaching you a little bit more about weaponry, and today I'll be teaching you how to use these throwing knives properly. Enjoy. So, a little safety warning before I get on with the video. These are not to be played with. They're very sharp and they could hurt someone. If you're going to use these, please use it under parental supervision, or if you know how to use these properly, then you can go ahead. So, I will start. This throwing knife, or as this throwing knife is commonly referred to as a kunai, is a double-sided blade that is meant for throwing and maybe close quarters combat. When throwing a knife, you want to find its center of bounce. For a kunai, it is about in the middle, right below, before the tang hits the blade. So, I'm going to go and take this off so I can show you how to throw them properly. Okay, so when you throw it, you want to, like I said before, you want to find the center of bounce, which is usually above the end of the tang and at the edge of the blade. And you want to hold it like so, and you want to throw it horizontally. If you're going to spin it, you want to make sure it hits the target like so. You want less than one rotation, usually a half a rotation, before it hits your target. So, I want to show you that again. Now if you didn't get that, I'm sorry, my camera does not go any slower. Now, I would not recommend you throwing two at once, which I'm not going to do because I'm not as experienced with knives as some other people are. But I can throw one pretty decently. So, like I said, both these are real knives. They're very sharp, and they do, if you throw this at someone, it will hurt. So like I said, I caution you if you use these. I recommend you do, and I'm going to tell you, do not throw these at other people, unless it's in self-defense. Which still I wouldn't recommend it. That one is a little wrong, but still, you get the basic idea. So, these kunai can be thrown like how I just showed you, or from the tip. The tip does not give you, if you throw it like this, it does not give you good results. Not always. Like you're seeing, it does not work. It only, when you're throwing it from the tip, it only works with bigger blades. Smaller blades, which are really light, you want to throw it at the center of bounce. It gives it an easier rotation when hitting the target. So, I'll show you how to throw these as quickly as possible at target. Ignore that one. Both of which the blades are standing. When using these blades, I do not recommend spinning it from the hole. It can be dangerous. And unless you're fighting someone, I do not recommend by holding it right there. If you're going to fight someone, I recommend you just holding over. I do not recommend you putting your finger in it and using it like this. It does give you a little more grip, but still, you can also injure your finger, so I do not recommend it. You could also fight like this, which works. I'll show you. This target right here is a very thick foam. It is not usually meant, it's meant for people. It is not meant to be squeezed. It's just very thick foam. It reacts the same as body tissue, skin, and some muscle, thinner muscle. But if you use it properly, it can go almost all the way through. With enough practice, you can have it so you can go all the way through. If you throw it at this, like throwing it at regular tissue, unless you have power, it's not going to go through. You're better off just stabbing the damn thing. Like so. So, like I said, I do not recommend, if you're in a self-defense situation, I do not recommend throwing the blades at someone. The only thing that's going to do is annoy them. Alright, like I said, these little brutes are good for fighting in close one-on-one fighting, but there's only a few scenarios which you'll use that. But if you were to, I wouldn't recommend using that. I'd recommend using this. This is a bayonet, German bayonet from the First World War. It's very sharp, it is longer, and I recommend this more for fighting than those kunai. Those kunai were not made how they don't make knives with these, is what I'm saying. Well, we look at the time. Seems it is time for me to leave y'all. So, I want to say, in the future, I'm going to say this. Quarantine has gone down for a lot of us. And that does mean we can move around, or we can see each other. We can go in public without having to wear masks too much. So I'd still recommend wearing a mask, because during all this whole thing, I would still recommend wearing a mask because the coronavirus is still not gone away fully. Well, it's my time to stop talking and say goodbye. So, very soon you'll see my friends on the show. And like always, so long, Wiedersehen, and good night.